Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? Okay, I went to respond to the comments under one of the videos, except for there was 100 comments under there. So if I try to make one video to respond to all of them, this video would be over an hour long. So I'm just going to break it up into parts so that I can make sure to respond to everybody's questions. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Miles Franklin. The link will be down below in the description. When you make your purchase, make sure you use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they'll take care of you. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us over here at this phone number or over here at this particular email. For all orders over $10,000, reach out by email and we'll make sure that you get a great deal. So come on over to Miles Franklin and add to your precious metal inventory. Yeah, so the video that I did was pretty important, so I was happy to see such a turnout for the video. 100 comments is a lot of comments on there, so like I said, let's get started, shall we? This video I did right here. I said this should clear up the exchange rate issue, and people wanted to respond to it. You're wrong, pimp. JP wouldn't invest if that was the case. JP what? JP Morgan? I know, I think the same thing. What do you think JP Morgan is invested in? The currency? No, that's not what they invest in. That's not what JP Morgan does. JP Morgan is more invested in Vietnam than Iraq, and Vietnam has a cheaper currency. In terms of investment attractiveness and economic stability, Vietnam has been more favorable destination for foreign investments compared to Iraq. Vietnam has shown consistent economic growth over the years, attracting significant foreign direct investment due to its stable political environment, growing middle class, and strategic location in Southeast Asia. On the other hand, Iraq has faced challenges related to political instability, like we see now, security concerns, and unpredictable business environment due to ongoing conflict and geopolitical tensions. Iraq has made huge steps in recent years, but a lot of this is still lingering issues. We know they have problems in their government. Once again, this election coming up, Maliki's going to make a push to be the next Saddam Hussein. You think they want to change the Iraqi dinar? Here's the reason why JP Morgan is invested in countries. JP Morgan invests in countries for several reasons, but mainly because of a global financial institution seeks to capitalize on market opportunities in various countries. Investing in different regions allows the bank to diversify its revenue streams and mitigate risk associated with economic fluctuations in specific markets. They're not invested in the Iraqi dinar. They're invested in the country and their banking institutions. And if you're going to be one of those people who go, see, so don't you think the Iraqi dinar should be a higher value? I'm sure the people in Vietnam are probably saying the same thing, right? Yeah, JP Morgan is more invested in Vietnam than they are Iraq, and their currency is 100 times shittier than the Iraqi dinar. So don't think just because JP Morgan has an interest in investing in Iraq, it's because it has anything to do with the Iraqi dinar. JP Morgan lends money to Iraq, and the Prime Minister met with JP Morgan. And what do you suppose they talked about? Making sure that Iraq's banking institutions were up to par and met the standards for banking. Look at JP Morgan collaborating with the Iraqi Development Fund, particularly regarding financing private sectors projects in Iraq, because it's a great opportunity for them to invest in Iraq, especially with all the reconstruction going on. But they're not invested in the Iraqi dinar. They make the same amount of money no matter what. That's what you guys don't understand. If they go there and they give a loan of $257 million, what do you suppose? They're not going to make that if the Iraqi dinar exchange rate changes? Still a $257 million loan that has to be paid back. Whether the exchange rate's 1-to-1, whether it is where it is now, whether it's 3-to-1, they just want their $257 million plus whatever interest they're supposed to be paid in. They don't care about the exchange rate. Iraq welcomes JP Morgan's expansion in the country. This is what you guys keep trying to show me, this kind of crap. So, Al-Sudani announced on Thursday Iraq's willingness to welcome branches of JP Morgan Chase & Company, urging the global bank to continue supporting the Central Bank of Iraq and the Agricultural Bank. Why do you suppose JP Morgan is there? Because when we go to the central bank's currency, The CBDC, JP Morgan, not our Federal Reserve, is going to be the people in charge of it worldwide. So they're making sure that everybody's bank is lined up with theirs when they try to force us into the central bank digital currency. That's what they're really there for. But also there is investment opportunities, but it's not in a damn Iraqi dinar. It's funny because I have many people tell me, well, they're invested in Iraqi dinar. So is Donald Trump. There's no proof, man. They're not invested in the Iraqi dinar. I've heard that for years now. These people invest in Iraqi dinar. The United States has bought millions of dollars of the Iraqi dinar. No, they haven't. There's no proof of that. Nobody can prove that anywhere. That's just rumors and bullshit. That's all that is. If the deletion of the zeros is all about the currency releasing the lower notes and has nothing to do with the exchange rate, then why the delay? They could have lopped the zeros and released the lower notes long ago. They have been talking about the deletion of the zeros and releasing the lower notes for over 10 years now. If the exchange rate isn't going to change, then there is no worries or concerns in any disruptions in the economy. Yeah, actually, that's the thing. It does, okay? So why such a big deal? It is a big deal. I've made plenty of videos explaining to people why it hasn't been done yet. But why hasn't Iraq deleted the zeros yet? The delay in Iraq deleting the zeros off the Iraqi dinar can be attributed to various factors, including economic, political, and logistical challenges. One of the primary reasons for the postponement and the lack of readiness and preparation within Iraq's financial system. It does affect their economy. The Central Bank of Iraq has been working on a project since 2003, but has faced obstacles in implementing it due to concerns about the stability of the economy, inflation rates, and overall economic conditions. The cost to Iraq, if they were to delete the zeros off the Iraqi dinar, would primarily involve the expenses associated with implementing redenomination process. This would include costs related to printing new currency notes, updating financial systems and infrastructure to accommodate the new denominations, educating the public about the changes, and potentially managing any short-term economic disruptions that may arise during this transitional period. But you notice it says printing the money. It doesn't say anything about the exchange rate. It just says redenomination process. This would include costs related to printing new currencies, because that's what a redenomination is. You get a new currency. So it's not just they could just lop off the zeros. There's a lot of things involved with lopping off the zeros, and it does affect your economy. That's why they haven't done it yet. Good point. What you're saying, actually, really good point. Is it? Is it really a good point? Because what point was made? Everybody thinks they could just pull a wand out of their ass and sprinkle some unicorn pixie dust and have it done. No, it doesn't work that way. There's a lot of cost involved with redenominations. And another thing you guys can't quite seem to get into your head, I never said a redenomination or the deletion of the zeros was a for sure thing. I'm saying it's something you should take in consideration. But if people ask me my honest opinion, I believe they'll redenominate before they change the exchange rate. But that doesn't mean they won't keep the zeros. I'm saying to you, the likelihood is, they're most likely going to take the zeros off. That's just my opinion. So when they delete the zeros and our notes have all the zeros on them, when we get hoes trading them in for the new notes, as a dealer or a bank will surely charge us some sort of fee for the transaction. I'm sure when it happens and somebody finds a way to do it for free, they'll let the rest of us know. But that's my guess, is that they're definitely going to charge us some type of fee to make the change. The big question is, at what point in time will the notes they still have with all the zeros on them no longer be acceptable? And when will you not be able to trade them in? 90 days, 10 years? Well, the rumor is that they're going to keep them side by side for 10 years. That's the rumor. But like I said, when they released the notes that we have now, they gave them 90 days. Now, I'm not saying this for sure, but the rumor is they're going to keep them side by side for 10 years. Have other articles that say deletion of the zeros from the currency will increase the value of the IQD. Okay, I have tons of those too. I released tons of those. So what are you trying to say? Again, you're missing things up. What'd you say? Deletion of the zeros from their currency will increase the value of the IQD. Yeah, we already talked about that. Here you go. You got the 25,000 dinar note, and the current exchange rate is 0.0076. The 25,000 dinar times this equals 19. See that? Now, here you go. The 25 dinar, they took off the zeros. 25 dinar, after you take off the zeros, times the 76 cents after you take off the zeros, is still equal to $19. This is $19. This is $19. Yes, you're right. The exchange rate has changed. It's 76 cents instead of 0.00076. So yeah, I have plenty of articles that say the same thing. But all of that is you're misinterpreting what they're saying. Good morning, Pimpy. Thank you for keeping it real. I appreciate the kind words. I do my best. If you devalue the IQD, you don't need to change the currency rate. If you change the currency rate, you don't have to devalue the IQD. What? I'm not sure what you're saying, but I just showed you an example of what happens. It stays the same. Andrew, I just read where $450 billion is being put towards the investment part of the budget. That is a lot. And they also said Iraq is looking to have the highest economic growth in the world. That would be amazing for the dinar. Absolutely it would. Those types of things happening in Iraq strengthen the Iraqi dinar. There's no doubt about it. They just need to keep growing economical. But like I said, it's not just a matter of their economy. So a stable government, a stable currency, a secure country. I mean, there's more factors involved, but definitely this would be a big one. And I agree with you. You know, this would be amazing for the Iraqi dinar. Absolutely, I agree. Well, Pimpy, I have a question for you. Is it true that the USA invested $60 billion in IQD? No, that's a lie. That's a rumor that's been going on for years and years and years. Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody out there has any proof that that's true. It's just a rumor that's been going around, just like the rumor about Trump owns it. And before that, we heard Obama owned the IQD. And before that, Bush owned the IQD. Every time there's a new president, we hear that that president owns the IQD. It's just lies. All of it is lies. There's no proof out there anywhere. And I made that challenge many times for people to show me any proof that any president or any individual has invested in the IQD specifically. So DC, it's just a rumor that's been going around. That's all that is. Remember, Australia, England, and other countries, and see, this is what I'm talking about. People like Martha has heard that countries have invested in the IQD. Of course, they don't have the balls to say we're going to withhold or limit our oil in exchange for a higher exchange rate. Who's that? The OPEC? OPEC can make a difference. They can. If they continue to drop production, it drives up the value of the oil. And the higher the oil goes, the better it is for countries that produce oil, just because of the demand would increase and people would pay a higher price for it. I was hoping you could never produce an article in writing about deleting the currency zeros. I've produced several of them. If this happens and they increase the exchange rate 3 times, we could still make a profit, though not life-changing, as they mentioned multiple times. The article is from 2011, but could certainly hold true today. Yeah, I mean, I got several current articles. I just use them as examples to show people that this has been talked about several times. Well, bye-bye, sweet dreams. The Vietnam Dong is not the same as the dinar because the Vietnam Dongs do have smaller notes. No, they don't. Their exchange rate is worse, and I mean worse, than Iraqi dinar. I mean, look at here. You got 100,000 there. You got 500,000 there. This is 10,000. So their currency, yeah, is worse than the Iraqi dinar. So they don't have smaller denominations. Sorry about that. Pimpy will find a way to burst. Yeah, I'm going out of my way to show you the truth. Okay, I'm trying to burst your bubble. Thanks, bro, for grounding us. Just Yahweh can make impossible things turn possible. Blessing to you and your family. I appreciate the kind words. Look, you guys, I said it before. I said it again a million times. I'm saying that the deletion of the zeros is a possibility. I want the same thing you do. I own Iraqi dinar. I'd rather they keep the zeros on and change the exchange rate to $3. I would love for that. Or even 1-to-1. I want the same thing you do. What I'm saying to you is you guys should understand that there's another possibility that's likely to happen. That's all I'm saying. Always appreciate Pimpy. I hear you loud and clear. Time will tell. Still, I hope you're wrong, and it will RV at 40 to 76 cents per IQD, perhaps even $1.10. Peace out to you. Yeah, Kevin, I want the same thing as you guys do. Don't you understand that? Who doesn't want to have that kind of money? Nothing. I own, 4 or 5 million Iraqi dinars. Nothing would make me happier than to wake up in the morning and you hear, hey, the new exchange rate is $3 for 1 Iraqi dinar. And they kept the zeros on there. Oh, I would be jumping up and down and I'd run my grandmother over just trying to get to the bank to swap it out. Pimpy, you're the best. You keep people grounded. Thanks, man. You're very welcome, and I appreciate the kind of words as usual. Pimpster, absolutely no one delivers the truth with clarity, breakdown, and 100% proof the way you do. Thank you for saving people from misunderstandings and deceptions. That's a hell of a compliment. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Did you see Economic Ninja's videos on the dinar? I did, and I did a response video to it. So basically, buy more in case they chop the zeros. Not my place to tell you to buy more or not to. You guys got to make that choice on your own. Thanks, Pimpy. Great job. Thank you. Good hell, Pimpy. I understood this 3 or 4 weeks ago. I will say, Pimpy, thanks again for making so very clear. You're very welcome, Stacy. I like how you put that. I like how people keep saying, I'm hoping you're wrong, Pimpy. What I'm saying to people is this is an option that is out there. I'm not saying it's going to happen one way or another. What I'm saying is, in my opinion, most likely they'll delete the zeros. Do I hope I'm wrong about that? Of course. But I'm not saying this is set in stone that this is going to happen. I'm saying this is an option that's out there that you guys should be aware of. Good job. Thank you. On the show with Delta, you saw they had a rate of 12 to 1. 2 other rates. Did you ever figure out why that was? Could they do that again? I'm the one that told everybody about the exchange rate being 12 to 1. Yeah, I did find out about that. And there was an exchange rate of 12 to 1, believe it or not. $12 to 1 dinar. It was there. But it was not open to the public. This was not a rate that was offered even to the public. It was a real rate, but it was not offered to the public. And I did a video about that. Man, wouldn't you guys love to have this? I sure the hell would. Even if they do delete the zeros, I would still love to have 12 to 1. Guys, the drop into the zero is for in-country. It does not affect our exchange rate. Don't worry. Oh, here we go again. People assuming that they are going to only change it in-country and not change it out of country. And what did I say happens if they do this? That would just be a vicious cycle of people buying at higher denominations and sending them to wherever the exchange rate is higher. But I appreciate you chiming in. Show me where that's true. It isn't true. People have been talking about that for the longest time. You're 100% right. I don't understand where Pimp gets his info from sometimes. I would have never invested. Where I get my info from, here's the thing. I'm the only person that shows you where the information comes from, and then I leave the link down for you guys to go look on your own. They don't do that out there. I like when they just hold up a piece of paper and go, look in this article. What article are you showing me? Where is that article at? It's one that they typed up. It's what it is. It's not a real article. Frank 26 is notorious for that. Militia Man says he just writes notes. Oh, I write notes too. How come none of you guys ever challenge them? Go to them and say, hey, you're saying this. Show me the proof. And if you do that, you know what's going to happen? They're going to kick you out of their group because that's what they do to people. Instead of answering the questions, they kick people out of the group. Understand something. What they do is a business decision for them. It's a money decision. So let me ask you something. By blowing hopium up people's ass, they get a lot of subscribers, they get a lot of views, and they make money off that. And they send you to their Patreon group where you pay money for that. And then somebody like me comes along and goes, no, stop. That's not really what's going on. You guys are being misled. All they do is they watch how you guys respond to me. And they're going, wow, man, I don't want to piss off my subscribers. I don't want to lose subscribers. I don't want to get attacked like that. So they keep the facade going. That's what they do. They know better. They're not going to tell you the truth. It's a business decision. You affect their monies when you come out talking like I do. People don't like the truth. They rather have me sit there and blow smoke up your ass and mislead you guys. The funny thing is, how am I negative? I'm not. That's the funny thing that gets me. I'm telling you the truth, but the truth is negative? Nah, it only appears negative because those people have been lying to you for so long that you are high off hopium. I'm not going to get you high off hopium. I tell you guys the truth. There are different options out there that you should be aware of, and I bring it to your attention is all it is. Is there proof of it not affecting our country? If so, please provide an explanation or a link with the info as to why or how it does not affect outside the country. There is no proof. There is no proof. That's just another one of those things that content creators do. Oh, it's different in country. Yeah, okay. They have no proof. Again, they're just listening to what these gurus have lied to everybody about for 20 years and repeating their words. That's exactly the truth. Do you really think that Jamie Dimon would go all in for a deleted zero note? Oh my God. All in. What do you mean Jamie Dimon is all in? Jamie Dimon, the president or the CEO of JP Morgan. Where do you guys get that Jamie Dimon is all in? All in on what? Investing in what? The Iraqi dinar? Is that what you're trying to say? Or just investing in Iraq, period? Well, I explained why earlier. And he's more invested in Vietnam with the shittier exchange rate than Iraqi dinar. Don't misunderstand why he's here. A loan to Iraq is a loan. He gets the same money back whether it's 700 zeros on there or no zeros on there. It doesn't make a difference. Him being all in on what? Who said he was all in? I guarantee it's not Iraq. So JP Morgan's purpose for being in Iraq has more to do with their institutions than the Iraqi dinar. And they're not all in on Iraq. They're more than happy to go in and help Iraq set up their institutions, but they're interested in giving them loans and investing into the institutions that's related to the banking. A lot of people don't realize it, and I said it earlier. If we go to the central bank digital currency, the Federal Reserve will not be in control of that. As a matter of fact, the Federal Reserve will be gone. JP Morgan will be in control of our central bank digital currency. So that could be one of the reasons why they're over there setting up Iraq into the system and updating them to make sure that they're up to code and that they meet the standards necessary to be on the international banking scene. Anyways, that's part one. I will do another part to answer your questions. Like I said, the video with all these comments, there was 100 comments under there, so there was a lot of things to respond to. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Anyways, that's it for now. Go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll get back at you later. I'm out.